Gloombrar to Monstro Mondays. I'm your host, Smiley Monster, and if you're feeling blue today, I'm here bringing the pink. Well, we had an investor click a link this past week for an airdrop, and he got his wallet drained. And my heart totally goes out to anyone who's just casually clicking away without giving those links a second thought. Like, hello, in this wild web world, we are basically dodging scam blitz left and right. It's like this never ending game of digital warfare. And those scam links are like the bullets that we did not see coming. So I have these friends who are innocently tapping, thinking that they found some awesome opportunity, but oops, they end up in Scamville instead. They're searching for gold and boom, they're knee deep in a pool of digital drama. So can we talk about the irony? We are in this era of endless information where one click could open doors to knowledge or, lead us straight into a mess. It is low-key hilarious how the tool that is meant to connect us also throws us into this scammy stuff. So, cheers to the accidental daredevils, the click and hope legends. May your antivirus be on fleek and your side eye game strong. Because here, we're all just a tap away from starring in our own cyber comedy. Stay frosty, clickers. So, I'm going to be dropping a link here where you can check links before you click on them. It's going to be running right across the bottom of the screen, but it's just a good habit to get into. Don't assume it's safe. It only just takes a few seconds to check a website, to check a link, just kind of, prepare yourself in case it's something that you don't want to get into because you don't want your wallet drained. So just a little tip for this week, a little safety. I would love you guys to just stay safe out there. There's all kinds of crazy stuff going on. Moving on, the sponsor of today's episode is Pele Clown Finance. Your portfolio will be a roller coaster of excitement. And who needs stability when you can have financial acrobatics? Pele himself guarantees he will not manage your money well because who needs a boring, responsible financial advisor when you can have a clown? Pele Clown Finance offers balloon payments, hunkin' hedge funds, and turning your portfolio red, just like his nose. The website is www.honkhonk.com. Disclaimer, Pele's Clown Finance is not responsible for any actual financial success. So, thank you for that, Pele. So let's get this party started. Do not forget to follow by hitting the follow button, give this video a like, ring that notification bell, and drop some love in the comments below. It's time for Monstro Moolah Madness. Here's some updates on your investments. For farms, we just celebrated our 23rd weekly payout, which is made up all of the earnings from Wednesday, January 17th to Tuesday, January 23rd. And Genesis made an increase of 3.71%, which is 98.06% to date, guys. Cycle B saw an increase of 3.81%, and Cycle C and Spooky made an increase of 2.93%. Now, I know you just noticed this, right? A major milestone is approaching. Genesis Farm A holders will officially be ROI'd and writing free money for life on those NFTs this upcoming week. Nice. For Degens, Phase 1 is done, my friends. It was totally a game of claims versus reinvest like any other ROI DApp. But don't worry, we have all your data ready to be transferred to version 1.5 to extend the round. And we have some nice new features coming for you guys to hopefully make it run for many, many months. For example, new daily returns of 1 to 3% based on the boost you have, a dynamic liquidity health indicator that will decrease or increase pay percentage based on each one tendency, claim versus reinvest. Stackable farm NFTs. I know a lot of you guys wanted to stack your farms NFTs and partners NFTs for ecosystem boosts. Claim tax will be 10%, 2.5% for marketing, 2.5% for a progressive jackpot, 4% for the team, and 1% for Genesis. And you may be asking, progressive jackpot, what is that? This is injected with 10K from the team from the marketing wallet. It increases via claim tax until the end of version 1.5, and every one BNB deposited gets you a ticket, and there's going to be multiple weekly prizes. So that'll be just a nice, fun way to get a little something extra for version 1.5. But don't forget, if you guys decide you want to go straight into phase 2, you can do that. Just open a ticket and let us know, and we'll take care of it for you. Okay? So remember, there's just a couple of little other things I want you to know. Everything, data, history, and referrals on version 1.5, it's all going to be migrated to the new contract. And this contract will also be audited by Spywolf and immutable after launch. And then any wallets migrated from phase 1 will only be allowed to deposit or reinvest 100% for the first 7 days. Okay. And we're looking at a date of February 7th or sooner as the tentative date for version 1.5 to be live. Moving on to Monster of the Week. You have any guesses, guys, who you think this is going to be? Oh, yeah. Monster of the Week this week is Hackerize, our very own Monster superfan. And here he is looking hot and blue, but sometimes he hangs out in the Discord in green. Major snaps for this dude because he is all heart for Monstro. He's not just sipping the Monstro juice, he is chugging it. And he's not all talk. Like, he is bringing good vibes, he makes our space glow, and he also scored the Vault Holder title. So he knows how to make a wallet fat. So cheers to Hackerize, our Monster of the Week, the real MVP of Monstro vibes. And your dedication and support are totally noticed, dude. We are so stoked to have you rocking it with our Monstro crew. Now it's time for Token Tingles. So this is where we pick our Token Weeks picks of the week that give us those exciting vibes and tingles down our crypto spines. It is the place to be for the juiciest and most thrilling tokens. So V's on vacation this week. This is something he had planned for a year. So we basically threw him out and made him go. He didn't want to, but dude, he deserves it. So I'm going to be sharing what he picked this week, which is the token Galactic Banana Coin of Infinite Hilarity. No, I'm just kidding. I just made that up. But half of you are already looking up the ticker, weren't you? But first, we should probably see how our previous picks were doing. V had picked Teddy Bear. This is up 55.51%. And AKT, which is up 141.39%. That is amazing. Good job with that V. Me, I picked Factory, which is down 35.54%, and Ape, which is up 7.29%. And remember, our guest last week, AJ, he picked Goat on Pulse. That is only down 0.86%. So nice, AJ. Moving on for this week's picks, okay? So for this week, AJ picked, or V picked, let me throw it up on there. He picked Win. And I was looking at this. It is currently at 0.02471. It's on Solana, and it has cute merch. So I'll let you guys look that up and see if you want to follow along this week with V for Win. And then for me, what I picked was this one. I picked XNL. Okay, this is the token of Chronicle, the digital studio that's worked with Universal, Amblin Entertainment, Discovery, Animal Planet. They have a digital collectibles app that offers a marketplace, a trading platform, a wallet with really simple email sign-in. They have a redeemable NFT service where companies can create and add redeem codes to any physical product in the whole world, allowing you guys to claim a free NFT. And they also have their own studio that does like animation, VFX, design, and marketing. And right now it's currently at 0.01679, but I'd like to see it maybe at 0.0124 to 0.0153, but I still think it's a good time to buy. I think we could see it 2x or 3x soon. So that's my pick. And we have 10 weeks left in this challenge. And when I win, I want to know, what kind of challenge should I give thee? Something that would be really fun. What would you guys like to see him do? So give me an idea. Pop in our socials or write in the comments what you'd like to see me torture V with when I win the challenge. Nothing's off limits this early in the game, okay, guys? Now, I thought it'd be fun to play a game. This is called Guess the Face. And here's how it's going to work. I'm going to show you 6 different faces, and you guys are going to guess who it is. And keep track of the number. There's 6 of them. Write down who you think it is. These are people in DeFi that have doxed their faces. And open a ticket if you think you can guess all 6 correctly. And every correct list of 6 that you guys submit is going to earn a ticket to win a Cycle C Farms NFT, which we are going to be giving away at the end of next month, in a month from now. Okay, so you guys ready? Let me show you the very first pick. Who do you think this is? This is somebody in DeFi, pretty prominent. Write it down. Make your guesses. Yes, you can make incorrect guesses. That would be funny too. That's number 1. Here's number 2. Who do you think this is? I can actually give you a hint. If you stay tuned watching the entire show today, you'll find out. That was number 2. Who do you think number 3 is? And maybe, here's a hint, maybe he's actually wearing this hat right now, wherever he is. Number 3, who do you think this is? And guys, spelling is not a big deal to me, but you have to get close enough I can tell who you're guessing. This one is number 4. Who is this? There's a little hint in the background there if you kind of are stuck and you're not quite certain you know who it is. Number 4. This one is number 5. Somebody really fun and cool. Number 5, who do you think this is? And then this one is number 6. Had to throw a girl in there, make sure we had a wide variety of people to look at. Write it down. If you can guess all 6 correctly and open a ticket, you're going to enter into that giveaway for the Farm C NFT. It's like over $100 worth. So I think it's worth it and fun. Okay, guys? So now I'm finally moving on to our special guests, special interview of the week. I have 2 special guests this week. They are Nathan and Ben, the dynamic duo behind Upfront DeFi. Nathan, a seasoned project manager, thrives on special projects that drive innovation, automation, and growth. His knack for merging company processes with cutting-edge technologies through product development makes him a valuable asset to the Upfront team. We also have Ben, a small business pro and DeFi enthusiast straight out of Minnesota. He's got an artsy background and is picking up the ropes of web design, and he's Upfront's very own creative genius. Ben's all about keeping it real, bringing the hype, and chasing after those passive income dreams. In the world of Upfront, he's the go-to guy, bringing his honesty, enthusiasm, and a knack for finding money-making possibilities. Gloombrar, Ben and Nate, happy to have you two as my guests on Monstro Mondayz.
Thanks for having us.
Yes, happy to be here with you, Smiley Monster.
Thank you. I would love to start our time together with a game. Are you guys up for a little game?
Always.
As long as I win.
Well, we'll see. It's actually just a word association game. So I have a list of 10 words or word phrases here, and I will say them, and then you guys say the first word that comes to mind, and don't overthink it, okay?
Sounds
Okay.
good.
Ready?
Right.
Yep.
Okay. First one is taxes.
Brutal.
Too much work. Brutal. We have to use one word. Oh, awful.
Okay. DeFi dude.
Pip.
Optimus.
Telegram.
So busy.
Mm,
Different.
true. Duck race.
Quack.
NFT.
Nice. Sunk cost.
I would go with NFT there.
Challenging.
Okay. Networking.
Critical.
Yeah. I was going to say important, but I'll say net worthing.
Ooh.
Nice. Bruce Lee.
Hero.
Awesome.
I was going to say badass.
That works. Crypto casino.
Long process.
Yeah. Fun.
Snipers.
Taxes.
Mm,
Tricky.
okay. And the last one, Tom Jones.
My hero.
True gentleman.
Awesome. So you guys are awesome for playing my game. I appreciate it. And you are both the founders of Upfront DeFi and now the newly launched Chain Factory. So Nate, first, could you please give us a brief overview of Upfront? And then Ben, would you give us an overview of Chain Factory?
Sure.
Yeah, for sure. So Upfront was started with, it rose from the frustration of failed projects and difficulties that we'd had in the space. And a group of us got together. So it's certainly not Ben and myself that are the only founders. A group of us got together and just talked about our frustrations and the difficulties and our desire to have something better in the space. And we talked about how it could be better, non-Ponzi ROI DApp, giving modest returns to anyone who invested in the DApp, and just something that where we felt we could build a true community and have true and honest returns so that we could try and give back to the space and help people recover from all the losses that not only we had, but so many of the other people that we had been in these different Discord servers with.
Admirable. And Ben, how did Chain Factory then get started?
Yeah, so Chain Factory was actually, it was kind of always in the background, or it was always something we wanted, but we knew it would take a long time to develop. So kind of like it was always a part of the beginning of Upfront, was that we really wanted to be kind of like change makers or an innovative team like in crypto, because of what Nathan had said, that we had experienced, I would almost say, a lack of innovation with like healthy mindsets from teams for such a long time in crypto. We had made so many losses that kind of along the way we made friends, and we had such a skill set on our team that we felt like, well, maybe we could actually build software that could be really helpful in Web3 that we didn't see readily available. And so the first thing we thought was, let's make a factory of tools for non-coders to really access having an opportunity to be the projects that maybe they didn't see available readily to them, whether that be in failed ROI dApps or failed token projects or rugs. We thought, let's kind of like change the power structure a little bit, and let's see if we can create kind of the tools necessary and the education necessary to allow someone like Nathan and I, who are not developers in Solidity, to be able to create our own tokens, create our own staking dApps, in the future create our own NFT projects, create our own multi-signature wallets, and really kind of develop a whole suite of what any person launching a Web3 project would need. So it's a huge enterprise, kind of a huge ecosystem we're trying to build. And so we knew that. And so we spent like 6-7 months in development before we ever actually launched the project, because we really wanted to have a lot of it ready by the time we finally launched our own token. So it's been around for a long time in the team's like hearts and minds and work, but it's, fresh on the scene as of December 27th for everybody else.
We have some ambitious goals. How would you say you feel about the project and its progress so far, both Upfront and Chain Factory?
You want to take that one a little bit, Nathan?
Yeah, sure. I can certainly take that one. With Upfront, I think it's been absolutely successful. It's been
amazing.
It's been amazing, and getting to know the people and having those opportunities to get to know people in a low stress environment. In a non-Ponzi ROI dApp, you're not constantly worried that something's going to happen and everything's going to get pulled out on you, or you're going to lose everything. We were able to just build relationships and get to know the people behind the screen more so in Upfront. And Michael does all the trading, and he does everything for us, and is amazing. And without him and all of his efforts, and Christian and all of his coding on the dApps and everything for Upfront, we wouldn't be where we are, for sure. And just having the community and the success of the monthly returns has been spectacular. I can't say enough positive things about Upfront. Chain Factory, absolutely the same. Like, I feel we have had an amazing start. We've only been going publicly since, like Ben said, December 27th. And we've done so many things in such a short period of time, and we're constantly working on more and providing more, because we have such a passion. Like, it's not even just that we want to do this. It is a passion, because for Christian and Michael and Ben and I to work on this for 6 months before ever releasing it, it had to be a passion project. Mm-hmm. And it is our baby. And we know that it can do great things, and we can do great things with it. And it's just a matter of getting that to people and getting people to see the full vision. It's been great. I think we've had some amazing support from not only our Upfront community, but also the new Chain Factory community that we've developed and built on Telegram. Some just absolutely unwavering and spectacular support from them. We've built some amazing partnerships already, and we have some amazing advisors that are helping us throughout the way. And we've already released another software offering. So we started with the Token Forge, which is where you can build your own contract if you're a non-coder. And now we've already released a multi-signature wallet builder. And that should be ready as far as the audit complete this week here. So we've got products rolling out and everything happening that I couldn't be happier with Chain Factory either. And we just had our first official Polygon launch here last week, which was spectacular too.
Oh, was that Wooly?
That was Wooly.
Nice.
Yes.
Couldn't be prouder of little Wooly.
Project to promote and assist with. Such a good team at Wooly. Super happy about that.
Well, from what I'm hearing, it sounds like there's an element of your personal values that need to align with your vision of your crypto project. How has this alignment influenced key decisions that you have made and your team as well?
I think it's been It's a good point, because I was going to touch on that after Nathan had shared. Was crypto is a little bit of a space where there's a huge lack of trust, right? So
Yes.
Nathan and I, for a long time now, have known that, and we've been showing our faces for a long time, and people who follow us on YouTube, by seeing our faces a lot and who we are, probably know quite a bit about us by now, which can be a little scary for a lot of people. And we value trust, and so we value that ourselves. We value it on our team. So that's definitely like a backbone of what Upfront was in the beginning and is now. And Chain Factory is birthed out of that same idea of transparency and trust and health, and not just pursuing greed. And so it is a part of what Chain Factory is. So absolutely, it's in the DNA of what we want to see our products, how we want to see our products used. But also, we're in a decentralized space, and so we can't control everything, and we have no desire to do that. But we want to educate our community, and we want to educate people that use our software to do everything we can to promote that we are a project that wants teams to be transparent and honest and do right by investors. And so we're obviously going to be way more active when we see people coming to us with project ideas or needing assistance. We're really happy to get to know team members and get to know people's vision and start to sense our own kind of trust in what they want to do, and offer as much help as possible then, so they can succeed. Because the more successful projects that use our software, and then we have this connections that we make then with teams that are valuable in the Web3 space and innovative themselves, it's just, then we can create a larger network of trustworthy individuals, where now the Chain Factory name becomes a name that hopefully signifies transparency and trust and honesty in the space. And so that's going to be always really critical to us. But we also have to be honest and say, probably not every project that uses our software is going to be perfect. Some people might use it maliciously. We hope not. And hopefully our community understands that we do everything we can to keep it safe. But at the same time, we also respect the decentralized nature of the industry we're in. And we have no desire to control what every project does. But we do want to make sure that our message and who we are as a team really promotes that we're honest and transparent and good for the space. So that's kind of how I would maybe word it.
Oh, I think you worded it very well.
Absolutely. And I think just on what Ben said, because you had asked about is it how our personal views too, right?
Right.
And I feel like that is who we are in our DNA. 100%. And for some strange reason, I don't know how it happened, that Ben and Michael and Christian and myself found each other in this sea of untrustworthy people to be able to find each other. It's in our DNA. And I truly feel that shows through in what we do and how we're doing it. And so I feel like running a project and doing it in that way, it's just natural for us, because we are honest, we are upfront, and we are doing everything we can to be that way.
That's admirable. I've made one of my best friends in this space from bonding after being rugged. There's nothing like a good rug to bring friends together, right?
Very true. I mean, I was going to bet, Smiley, I bet you've experienced that. One thing I'm learning is as we make connections, it does almost feel like there's this magnetism that happens between where if you do things the right way, you somehow find other people that are wanting to do that too. Yeah. They almost naturally come into your space and want to network with you and partner with you. Because I do think, even though crypto is full of scams, there are legitimate people and legitimate teams and projects that want to innovate and see change and health brought to cryptocurrency, because they believe in the nature of it. And so they know that the more scams that exist, maybe the more chance that the whole system fails. And so I've noticed that I've met so many people, since we started Upfront and since Chain Factory launched, that it's really remarkable to see that it feels like you don't even have to find them, like they find you, because they start believing in you too.
Well, I believe that, like you said, along with the nature of decentralization, there's a great equalization within DeFi. It brings people from all around the world together, and it removes barriers to access to, investing that people might not have, but they do if they have a cell phone, or they do if they can create a wallet. There's so many different opportunities that are available just through those, avenues as well. So both of you, I think, it sounds like you've learned a lot already. What would you say is the most impactful lesson that you've learned so far in your crypto careers?
That's a tricky one. I've learned so many things.
You've learned your learning always.
Yeah. True. Like you think you may have figured it out, but you haven't. For me, I think I came into crypto thinking and hearing it's like, oh, you can make all this money so quick, and it's so easy to make all this money. But for me, it has been like patience and taking time and networking and learning as you go and continually learning. But that patience is a big thing, and not rushing things, and making sure that you are making those relationships and those connections, because they're so important, just as they are in real life. They're just as important or more important in this space. And so, for me, I've learned patience. That's the big thing that always comes back to me.
Excellent. How about you, Ben?
Yeah, I would say I've changed. So I got into cryptocurrency strictly as a passive income generator, and kind of a belief that, like, oh, cryptocurrency seems like it's on the forefront of of the future.
It's so easy.
Right? And so, oh my gosh, right, Nathan? I think for so many people who get into it, maybe around the time that we did a few years ago, in the beginning, it was so easy to make money. And so then everybody was compounding, and they were already millionaires. And then right away they had less money than when they began, because then the projects failed or they rugged and nobody ever took profits. So that's like the beginning. But then when you get on a team that's actually trying to build and innovate and create something now, instead of just like using Web3 as a means to I guess I would almost say just cater to your greed, but to now look at it differently as like, oh, this is actually an opportunity to network and partner and create friendships and bonds that then over a long term can bring financial freedom to you and your family. It's just such a different mindset. And so I think I've just changed, and I think, Nathan's changed too. I don't doubt that now it's like, it's just an amazing journey that we're on of trying to maximize our abilities, to try to learn as much as we can, and then help as many people as we can along the way. I think that was something that's changed in my life. Is I've always been somebody who wants to serve and help others, but now in crypto, it's not just about my financial gain. Like, I really want to bring as many people around me as I can that I meet in the space to give them that same level of benefit, because you do feel a little bit of a camaraderie with so many people who have lost and been left out, while so few people have maybe made financial gain. That's also a piece of the puzzle, is always wanting to figure out how you can share it with as many people as you can as well.
I love that. It sounds like you've just grown a big heart for community, not just yours and your project, but for DeFi as well. And I think that's needed in this space.
I agree. Nice to see other projects succeed and not just care about your own too.
Yeah,
it's true. It's true. We don't all have to be in competition with each other. We can collaborate. So how do you two strike a balance between crypto and your personal lives? Do you have any tips for steering clear of burnout while leading DeFi and Chain Factory to success?
Is your wife waiting to answer this, Nathan?
Yeah. Let's not ask her this question. it's been a struggle for me, because when I am passionate about something, when I am enjoying something, I put my everything into it. And definitely, like with our launch and preparing for that and getting everything in order, and then afterwards trying to build that community and do everything there, and then continue on with Chain Factory. It's been a struggle to maintain that balance, because I find if I'm not at my computer, I want to have my phone with me, or I'm kind of thinking about what I need to be doing, and I'm not paying attention to the family as much as I need to be. And so I need to mentally pull myself back and realize that, there's definitely more to it, and needing that balance. I mean, I've started kind of setting little rules for myself to make sure that I have specific times where I am just focusing on family. And to me, that's the biggest thing, is making sure that we've got that time to be able to strike that balance. And then also holding time for myself too. Like I'll get up at a ridiculously early hour to go to the gym and work out. And I do that during the week.
I can tell, Nathan, you're looking really, really good.
Because if I don't get that, then I don't my day feels off, and things aren't working right. So, I mean, that's how I'm working to maintain that balance, to set those boundaries, because if you don't, you will have burnout, and you won't recognize the people that are most important in your lives either. And that's where we need to focus our efforts as well too. So
yeah.
I admire that. I think that's great that you're making good choices. It sounds like you're making more of an integration as opposed to that old-fashioned concept of a balance in between, a scale balance, where everything has to be equal, because it's not always going to be equal.
No.
But if you can integrate it so that it's a healthy integration, I think that will serve you in the long term, because it sounds like you two intend to be here for a long time.
Well, that's the hope. That's the plan.
That's the goal. I mean, I hope I don't get hit by a truck and die tomorrow, but yes, if it was up to me, I'd have many, many years to be enjoying this life for sure.
Yeah, and you make an amazing point, Smiley, because we do intend to be here for as long as the space will have us. And you do need that integration, and it's a perfect way to say it, because you can't, when you're doing something like this, I don't feel like you can totally separate it, because you do have to be very present a lot of the time. And so that phone does have to be there, as much as sometimes I struggle with that and my kids hate that. It does have to be there, and you have to be around, and you have to be available. And you do need that integration with your everyday life and this life.
Well, before Smiley, I'll say this too, before I got into cryptocurrency, I mean, for my family and my life, like being on a screen or on your phone a lot after work hours or whatever was really just like it was a negative sentiment of a lack of presence, a lack of drive, a lack of work ethic, and just a laziness. So it was not a part of my life. And so cryptocurrency has been a huge adjustment to my family, as far as that you can be on your screens, because that's not necessarily my occupation personally, is being on a computer. And so the fact that it's so important and vital to me now outside of my personal work, that I'm on it more at work, and I'm on it way more after work and before work, earlier in the morning, all these things are critical to have Chain Factory be successful. I'm just thankful that my family has kind of recognized that shift that needs to happen. And I don't know that it's always easy for every family, because I think there is a stigma, rightfully so, like with my own kids. I hate when they're on their phone a lot. And my kids are at an age where they each have a phone, and their social media access is all they do on their phone. They're not necessarily innovating or learning or creating or doing anything that productive when they're on their phones. They're more just like soaking up social media. And so I think that is something that I've definitely had to compete against and educate my own family and just find kind of a new idea of being on a screen can be a grind, and it can be a work ethic. It's not just like a laziness. So that's new for me.
That's interesting, because I was going to ask you, you both influence in this space and your personal lives. So have you thought about what legacy you want to leave both in the DeFi space professionally and in your own personal narrative?
Absolutely. I think about we all have one life, Smiley. Like, it's like, this is it.
Right. Mhm.
Like, there's no going back. Like, and honestly, it's remarkable that any of us exist, you know. Like, a lot of us know people, we've lost loved ones, or we know people who have lived a shorter life than we wanted them to. I know a lot of people, you know, who have miscarried and things like that, and never, you know, had people who never got to experience life. So absolutely, I think all the time about, how do I want my life to be worth it? You know, how do I want my kids to remember me? How do I want my wife to look back on how I spent my time, or my friends, or my neighbors, or my community, or my teammates here? It's Chain Factory. Like, it's critical. Like, this is it. This is all you get. So maximizing it, not necessarily with financial gain even, but maximizing it with passion and drive and a desire to innovate and create and build and be productive, to have your life mean something. And I think that's a part of my passion with Web3, is just to learn as much as I can, because I really do think the future of Web3 is incredible. And I hope my kids pursue it. And I hope I teach them that it's worth their pursuing. And I hope the governments, especially where I am in America, allow people to create and innovate and pursue amazing things in Web3. But absolutely, like, it's I think you are living a lie if you don't think about valuing your life and what you're doing.
Nathan, what would you say is the prime goal in leaving a legacy, both here in DeFi and personally? What do you want to be remembered for?
It's such a heavy question. I do like it. It's a great question. I mean, I want to be remembered for someone who not only tries to make myself better every day, but tries to make those around me better every day. And that is what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to, you know, in my personal life, I'm trying to make myself better and make my children and my wife, help them to be better versions of themselves by just supporting them and being there for them and offering advice where I can, but just doing everything I can to support them and be there for them. And it translates directly into Web3 too. Like, I want to make myself better, whether it is better at understanding Solidity, or better at understanding smart contracts, or better at networking, or like, there's so many avenues in there. But then I also, the people that I'm with and that I meet, I want to help them be better too. I want to help everyone be a better version of themselves.
I have to tell you, I love the direction this interview has taken, because it's really made me think and see from a different perspective the people behind the project. And that has been my goal with starting these interviews. I love what you're doing in the space, but I also want to know, who are these people? And especially since you both have a goal of establishing trust with your community and with others and collaborating, it's awesome to see the people who you are, and to see your faces, and to talk with you and learn what your goals are for not just the project, but for each other and the people that you are trying to help here, your investors. So I really admire that. This has been a pleasure. So let me ask you, is there anything I did not ask you that you really want to tell people who are listening?
I think I would just say, like, I wish investors in Chain Factory, users of our software, I guess I would more, maybe people who would be interested in partnering with us or investing in what we're desiring to accomplish, I think for Nathan and I, like, I kind of wish people could just see the reality of what exists on our team, and that the trust we've developed with one another over the last year of being together is remarkable. And so, like, I just think as a team, like, we have no doubts, like, how hard we're going to work, and we have no doubts about, like, what we want to achieve, and we have no doubts about the ability for us to share that with our communities. And so I think I just want people to, and I think they already do, right? Like, I think we've been around now in the space long enough to, I feel like we have such remarkable communities. It started with Upfront, and I feel like there's so much trust there. And I think we did the hard work to create that. And so I want to give credit to that, like, that I think our team is amazing. And so therefore our community is amazing. And, they really helped support us when Chain Factory launched. And I think the same thing is happening with Chain Factory. Is it's this new Telegram community, but I feel like there's a sense of we're different. And I really want to just say, like, we are, like, I don't know, like, I'm not saying we're remarkable in skill set, and, like, Nathan and I are always learning where we fit in Web3, because we're not developers, and we're learning all the time. But I don't know. I think what I would love is just for people to keep hearing from us and seeing from us, and really believing that we're not ever gonna lie about something. We're always gonna do our best to achieve for everyone that's involved, and build and build and build. So it's long term, and I think in crypto that long term idea is a little bit of a cop out for a lot of projects, where it's just like, oh, like, long term is just an excuse. And I know a lot of people buy a token because they want a short term massive gain. And trust me, I do too. So I totally respect that, because a lot of us have had a short term lose or loss. And so it's always like everybody's in a recovery mindset. Like, how can I gain back what I've lost as soon as possible and make me whole? And so I think for a lot of times, a true utility project that wants to innovate and succeed has a harder time, because investors lack the ability to, like, trust something long term. And I honestly think Chain Factory is going to change that narrative. Like, we're going to be one of those projects that changes the perspective of what a long-term project can look like, and changes the perspective of what it looks like to hold a token long term. Like, I'm just really excited to, like, literally break down the walls that have happened, that I've seen over the last few years, at least in projects I've been a part of and teams I've seen. Like, we're just going to keep breaking barriers, and I just want people to know that.
No, I love it. Building trust takes time, but it also takes commitment. And you guys sound committed. You are going to show up every day, and you're going to do what you say you're going to do. And I think that alone is going to win the hearts of a lot of investors who have just been burned too many times. They're going to see that you guys are showing up and you're doing what you committed to do. That's impressive. Nathan, any last words that you wanted to contribute?
I guess just don't give up on us. It's like Ben said, so many investors look for that quick pump and that quick win. And if anyone came from Upfront over to Chain Factory, or has then gone to Upfront and seen the server, you'll know that we're pretty boring, because we're putting in the work behind the scenes. And we're just being honest about what we're doing. And to some people that's boring. There isn't, the massive volume on the charts all the time. And there isn't, tons of exciting new things happening all the time, because we are working behind the scenes, and we are doing everything we can, because we are so passionate about this that we can't stop, and we won't stop, because it's something that we truly feel that with the right tools and the right opportunities, so many more people can do so many great things in the space. And that Web3 should not just be for an elite few who know how to code and know how to get it out, it should be open to everyone. It is decentralized. So it should be decentralized from people that know what they're doing as far as smart contracts and everything. So I think just, stick with us. It's going to be a great ride. I'm excited for it. I hope everyone else is excited for it. And yeah, that's all I got.
Thank you. Well, I have one last thing to ask both of you. So Various and I have started this token pick of a week, and it's kind of become a contest between the two of us, and we've been sharing our picks every week. And I'm very proud to say that my pick last week was actually Chain Factory. And I was wondering, would you like to participate in the token pick of the week? You can be team guest or team Nate and Ben, and pick which particular project you think is going to do well and you believe is geared for a successful price journey.
Is this
We
each of us pick one?
We
or
each got one, Nathan.
You can each pick one.
You want to go first? You want me to go first?
You can go first.
Okay. Hands down, not financial advice, but my pick is by far Wooly. It's
shocking.
Not only because it was the first Chain Factory deploy on Polygon, but I have gotten to personally know the dev and some of the team with helping them out with that launch. And I can say that they are in it and they are grinding and they are an honest and upfront team. And I think just their chart to date can certainly speak for itself. But I just know that I feel comfortable with that team. And I think Wooly can do some pretty amazing things in Polygon.
Very cool. What's your pick, Ben? Now I'm curious.
Well, I might not win any awards for like fastest pump on this, but okay. It is after the heart of who I am as a person. And I have met some amazing people since we launched our token in the Raid Shark Telegram bot. So they have one token card called Sharks, which is like SHARX on Ethereum that launched, I think, in August. And it's like at a 270K market cap right now. And it's kind of a slow burn of like, they're like us, I feel like, where they just are grinders and innovators and working really hard. And they really want to challenge the space in terms of Twitter rating bots on Telegram. And just having met one of the team members and being in constant talk with him through ways that they can help our community members, I just feel such a level of trust with them. And so I would just be amiss to not say I hope that Sharks token is amazing in 2024. And I think it's a long-term hold, and I'm super excited to have met that team. And I would love to see people support them, because I think people that want the space to be better need to support projects that are not just quick gains. And I hope people make quick gains, absolutely. But I would love to see people really dive into team members and projects that are truly innovative, because you can have a project that actually pumps and does really well and has a huge market cap, but you find out actually they're not still innovative and they're not really building anymore. They just really have a really simple tech, but they just got the right influencers to back them.
Right.
Happen to be successful. But I don't know that they're going to be better for the space or long term. And I think I feel very different about Raid Sharks. So I'm bullish on Raid Sharks in 2024.
Love it. I love the reasons. Very interesting. I like that you're choosing them for not just, this is going to pump and dump. So it has been my pleasure to host both of you this evening, and I've just really enjoyed our conversation, really eye-opening, and I think the people listening are going to enjoy it as well. And I hope that they come on over and visit you often and check you out what you guys are doing, especially with Chain Factory and
For sure.
equalizing the space for everyone. Thank you so much.
Yeah,
Yeah,
thank you.
if somebody doesn't want to buy our token, but we would just love to have, great people in our Telegram community too. So it's like, it would be cool to just see people watch and witness what unfolds, and having healthy people in a community is always amazing. Thank you, Smiley.
And you're probably wondering, what about the contest we had last week? Remember, you were looking for that special monstery word that I was using to greet our guests, and that word was Gloombrar. Gloombrar means welcome in Monster. And we had a few people who wandered over to our Discord and opened a ticket and actually gave us the correct answer, the correct response. And those people will be receiving a ticket to enter the drawing to win the Farm CNFT. So keep an eye out. We're going to be having fun games, fun contests every week. And each week, you have the possibility of winning a ticket to enter the drawing to win a Farm C NFT. And that's it. That wraps up this Monstro's Mondays. And I hope you had fun. I hope if you were feeling a little blue, it made your day a little pink. And I want you guys to keep smiling. We'll see you next Monday. Bye.